AMC reported a fourth quarter net loss of $287.7 million, or 26 cents a share, compared with a net loss of 13 cents a share in the same period last year. On an adjusted basis, AMC reported a net loss of 14 cents a share, worse than a loss of 6 cents per share a year ago. The company has not reported a profitable quarter on a GAAP basis since nearly a year before the pandemic in the second quarter of 2019 and has not been profitable for a full year since 2018. AMC reported sales of $990.9 million compared with $1.18 billion in the same period last year. Analysts surveyed by FactSet were looking for sales of $978 million and a net loss of 19 cents a share on an adjusted basis. After reducing those targets repeatedly, revenue was expected to be $1.11 billion as of the end of January and more than $1.3 billion as recently as August of last year. For the full year, AMC recorded a loss of $973.6 million or 93 cents a share on sales of $3.91 billion. The company's stock gained between 1% and 4% after hours trading immediately following the release of the results, after closing with a 6.2% decline at $7.14 per share. This is what Adam Aron said in his statement that just came out. Quote, "With more movies or more major movies coming in 2013, we are highly confident that our multi-year recovery will continue to show considerable progress this year," Chief Executive Adam Aron said in a statement. "But we cannot stress enough how crucial it is that for AMC to remain viable, we must continue to be agile and nimble, not only in running our business day to day, but also in our continued raising of cash and decreasing the debt load on AMC Entertainment." AMC executives did not provide a financial forecast, though Aron noted that, quote, "The first quarter domestic box office already has posted an impressive 44% increase over 2022. So that's really why I think the stock is up in after hours. Now, if we take a look at exactly what is going on, it's only up 0.5% now. You did get that initial drop after the numbers came out, and then when this statement came out, you actually did go about 5 to 6% positive here during these couple of candles. So this is a tricky one. This really is a tricky one because we didn't get any news about when they think they will be profitable, right? When they think they will have an adjusted net profit. And that's what we really need for this stock to rally from here. We need some kind of clarity on when it will happen. It doesn't have to be next quarter. It could just be throughout all of 2022. We didn't get that. Now, we might get that on the earnings call that's going to start here, I believe, in about 20 minutes or so, but you didn't get it in the pre-written statement. So that's the biggest key that we are missing, and I think that is why AMC is muted in after hours. It's not going down, it's not going up, it's up 0.5%. It's not really doing much. That's what we are waiting for. We are also waiting on clarity of the vote that is supposed to take place on March 14th. If we get more clarity, if that is going to happen, if it will be delayed, that is something that will also give you a big bullish or big bearish response. And they're walking the narrow line here, not really giving you the bullish, not really giving you the bearish, just kind of gave you the numbers. So on one extent, they beat on the top line and they missed on the bottom line. And my big question is, how are they losing that much money? How are they losing that much money? That is insane to me. So the numbers here don't look that good. So you need something promising or bullish coming from Adam Aron during the earnings call. You need new updates from the popcorn business, the credit card business. You need something coming on earnings. Now, on a positive note, AMC's short interest is now at 25.5%. And this was, as of February 15th, released to us. It says yesterday. These are the highest short interest levels that we have seen in a very long time. You got to go back years to see short interest levels this high. And the estimate from Ortex is almost 26% for the short interest. The live short interest of free float sitting at 133.67 million shares. AMC is on the threshold securities list, and that is also something I want to talk about here in this video. Give you guys some more updated numbers from the Ftd'S because they just continuously are going higher. So it looks like AMC might be on that threshold securities list for quite a while. It looks like there's a lot of positions that still need to be closed out. Nonetheless, the cost to borrow average of 333.5%, cost to borrow max of 367.75%, and cost to borrow minimum of negative 1.16%. If you take a look over here with Interactive Brokers, they have 500,000 shares that are available to be lent out, 189.5% cost to borrow rates. Still, borrow rates that are out of this world. So do keep that in mind. These numbers are very, very significant. If we take a look at the FTD situation, go ahead and refresh this. So we're getting the most up-to-date data, and today is February 28th. If you take a look right here, that means we had 2 million FTDs come due today. Tomorrow, you're going to have 3.2 million FTDs. On Thursday, you're going to have 2.9 million FTDs. And on Friday, you're going to have about 2.9 million FTDs again. And then starting next week, it's going to get a little bit crazy. So on Monday, you have 6.8 million FTDs. On Tuesday, you have 5.2 million FTDs. On Wednesday, you have 3.5 million FTDs. On Thursday, 3.6 million FTDs. And on Friday, on March 10th, you're going to have 1.5 million FTDs. This means there should be a pretty consistent flow of shares that will have to be bought back by market makers, hedge funds, and institutions. This should hold up AMC a little bit better than not. This is not something that usually causes a rally in and of itself, but it can hold you a little bit more stability. Again, can create a little bit more volatility, but does tend to lead the stock to go higher anytime you are on the threshold securities list. Now, if we take a look at the Stock O tracker data for this Friday, you have 55,000 calls in the money, 139,000 calls out of the money, 31,000 puts in the money, and 150,000 puts that are out of the money. This option activity, not the biggest story overall compared to what we're going to get March 17th. Those numbers are insane. 150,000 calls in the money for March 17th. Currently, 538,000 calls out of the money, 268,000 puts in the money, and 916,000 puts that are out of the money. So overall here, there's going to be a lot of volatility over the next couple of weeks. That's what all of this option activity is telling me. Now, more importantly, as you know, we just got AMC earnings, and really what is said on the earnings call is going to drive this move, whether it is higher or lower coming over the next couple of days. Now, to be honest, I expected better numbers out of AMC. I expected not such a wildly large loss. I didn't expect that. So that was one thing that I was wrong on. Number two is we're not getting any clarity on a profitability basis. They're not telling us when they are going to be profitable or when we can expect a profitable quarter. Now, that could change on the earnings call, and that's ultimately if AMC is up a lot, that's probably why, or we're not getting clarity on the March 14th vote. So you're really not getting much so far out of this earnings, and it's going to be up to the earnings call. Now, on a technical basis, things look pretty good here. Things do look pretty good here. You did close regular trading under the 200-day moving average. After all, I mean, look at what happened just the last 2 minutes of the trading day. You kind of trended down lower ever since midpoint of the day around 1 o'clock. Started going down, right? Or 2 o'clock, you started going down. And then you really sold it off the last 2 minutes of the day. Like quite literally, that was a quarter point candle. And then another, 0.1% in the next candle. So that was not good, and that is what helped drive AMC lower. So if we get bearishness, right? If things are not good, if we don't get any clarity and it just doesn't look good so far, let me tell you guys that loss, 260-some million, doesn't look good at all. So if that's the sticking point of this earnings, you could find yourself back at that 100-day moving average. Now, I expect something bullish to come out of this earnings in regards to profitability or in regards to the March 14th vote. In that case, the bullish rally would still be intact. Overall, if you look at where we were at in early February, you're holding above those highs, right? Where you started to come down and it looked like you were going to get a really strong rally here. You broke out above the previous high that you had set a month earlier. You're holding above that right now. So I do think that is a positive thing, and this could really swing either way heading into earnings. So it's kind of hard to even make this video right now because you just don't know what's going to be said on the earnings call. And that's the biggest thing that we just don't know. Like I said, I do think the bullish rally is still intact though, and the fact that AMC is not down 5 to 10% upon these pretty terrible numbers, I think that goes to show exactly what I've been saying. The only things that matter is that March 14th vote, is the expectations of when AMC is going to be profitable. That's the only thing that matters. So that is what I would watch out for. If you do move above the 200-day moving average and things do get a little bit more bullish here than not, $9 per share easily in the forecast for, tomorrow, the next couple of days, maybe even higher than that. You're going to have to hear something that is pretty bullish overall, guys. RSI at 63.71, so not quite to the same level of overbought that it was earlier, right? So a little bit more docile here, and the MACD is slightly in bullish territory compared to the other rallies, like I pointed out in the last video. Not even close to what AMC can do. So that also is a pretty good thing in my personal opinion. So guys, that is pretty much going to be all for this video. Not too much else to actually say. We'll have to make another video later after the earnings call to get into exactly what was said, and by then I'm sure we will see a 5 to 10% move lower or higher. It's typically how AMC likes to do it on these earnings calls. So hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, source your comments, questions, or concerns down below in the comment section. Most importantly, enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.